Hello to everyone. My today's topic is Introduction to Marketing Research. Marketing research topic is consists of two words. First is the marketing and second one is the research. This video will definitely help to the business startup or for the existing businesses to bring innovation within their product lines. On the other side, it will be helpful for the researcher, for professional, as a learning or as a part of academia. Now, first of all, I am going to discuss what is marketing and what is research. Marketing is a systematic process of creating value for a customer, communicating that value, delivering it, and exchanging it for a benefit in a way that benefit both the company and the customer. On one side, companies running the business to generate their profitability and to meet the customer's need. So it's a direct relation between a business concern and a customer. It's not just advertising or selling, it's the entire journey a company takes to figure out what people need and they want. To determine the people's need or want is considered to be the market gap that used to be addressed by the business concerns or for the researchers as their research topic. Develop a product and services that satisfy that need. So for the business, like manufacturing concern, they used to develop a new product or bring new services that meet the need which wasn't uh, met or which wasn't introduced in the market or maybe in your location. Make the people aware of it and convince them for its value. So it is also very difficult part if you are bringing any new product, how you will convince your customer to make it value for them, get it to them, keep them happy so they come back. If they will, if you are able to satisfy them, definitely their satisfaction will make them happy and they will come back. What marketing is and is not, marketing is a continuous process of understanding the customer. Understanding of customer is based on his change of mind. With the passage of time, the business concerns bring innovations to meet the customer's needs. Creating value and building relationship, strategic, that is planning of related to four P's that we are going to discuss. Everything a company does to acquire the customer and keep them. Marketing is not just advertising and selling, just social media posting, a one-time event. Simplify about making a scale. It's about creating a customer outcome back. The marketing mix, there are four P: product, price, place, and promotion. So sometimes you will have to play with all of them. Sometimes you will have to develop the mix of these P's. First P is the product, the good or service offered to meet the customer need. What are we selling? For example, iPhone itself, its hardware. iOS software, App Store, services like FaceTime. On one side, you have the Apple stores for iPhone, iPhones and FaceTime for iOS software. Price, the amount of the money a customer pay for product, how much should we charge? So it is very important. The psyche of the customer or most of the customer, first of all, go for their liking. And second thing, they may be price conscious. So the selection of price is very important. A premium price point that signifies high quality and status with the option for financing and older, cheaper models. Third piece place the location where the product is sold and distributed. Where do our customers shop? Apple Store, a premium experience, online store through the carriers partners like Verizon. Promotion, the activity that communicate the product value and pursue customers to buy. How you how do we tell people about it? By TV commercials, online advertisement, the stumble key note events or any type of other event, in store demos. So in this way, you can able to bring your promotion in the notice of your customer. Second word is research. Research is the systematic and organized process of investigation aimed at discovering, interpreting, and developing a new knowledge, fact and theories, generally of inquiry driven by a question and guided by a method to find a reliable answer. First of all, your gap will become a question. And the solution to the gap is considered to be a reliable answer. The core of the research is that it is not based on guesswork, prediction, or ancestral evidence. It is a disciplined effort to establish the evidence. So the answer should be supported by any concrete evidence. Key characters of the research: systematic, follow a structured and sequent method. Logical, procedures are seasoned and can be recognized by others. Empirical, conclusions are based on the observable evidence. Replicable, process can be repeated by the other researcher to verify the finding. Our research is done in Europe. You can develop the similar research in Asia. Result can be different because of the place. Critical process and the finding are subject to the critical review and the assessment for errors. So error is a part of research, but acceptance level should be keep in mind. In some researchers, up to 10% error can be acceptable. In case of the medicines or the or you can say that related researches, the level of error should be very small. Main types of the research. Research is often characterized by its goals and the type of data is used. We use two types of the data. First one is the primary data and second one is the secondary data. Primary research In case of the primary research, we use primary data. That is the collection of new original data that did not exist before. This is the research you conduct yourself to collect new first-hand data, especially for your current problem. Data should be gathered yourself to address the specific problem, method, experiments, survey, interviews, observation, focal, focus group, business marketing. Will our target audience pay 2500 for a new product? Primary, send a survey to a sample to the potential customer with questionnaire about the pricing sensitivity and purchase intent. You are already in a business. Now you want to bring or you want to introduce a new product. If you have the data of your existing customers, you can ask them about the price sensitivity and their purchasing intent. Main types of the research, primary research example, a pharmaceutical company conducting the clinical trial to test the safety and the efficiency of a new drug. This is the original data collected for a specific purpose. And it should be definitely with a very little level of error. University students standing at a business inter- intersection, counting the number of cyclists who obey the traffic signs for a sociological paper. This is a direct observation. So this is also called as the field or on-site research data. A tech startup running an A/B test on its web to see if the green buy now button lead to more purchases than a red one. This is a controlled experiment. Here you have given the two options. You observe the people who used to press the green, they come back again and again. A marketing firm conducting a focus group to gather the reaction to the new advertising campaign. This is the original qualitative data. You have a group of 6 to 10 people, and on an advertisement, you ask them to give their comment or their feedback. Here, one thing is very important, the group of the people should have the relevant skills. Primary research is often divided in two main methods. Qualitative research, purpose to gain a deep understanding of the underlying reason, opinions, motivation. It's about exploring why, who, not just the word or how many. It provides insight and is not statically representative. Common methods include the focal group, a moderate discussion with the 6 to 8 people from the target market. The group dynamic can spark new idea and revive shared belief. A cosmetic company bring together a group of the teenagers to discuss their feelings about the essence, products, and package. Now here one question arises, why this like teenager? Maybe teenagers use this type of product more than the other users. Qualitative research, in-depth interview, one-on-one conversational interviews that explore a personal attitude and the behavior in detail. Example, I interviewing key business to business client who recently decided not to renew a contract to understand their decision making process. Now here you have chosen the people who have decided not to renew the contract. So it's the similarity between the interviewing people. Encographic research observing the customers in their natural environment. For example, at home or in a store. An example is a furniture company researchers spend a day with a family to see how they actually use their living room space. Case study, an in-depth examination of a single incident or the event, like a particular successful or the failed client engagement. So a number of case studies you will find on business failures or business success. So in this similar way, you can choose any type of the business failure or business success that may experience different than the existing case studies targeted researches. Quantitative research to qualify the data and generalize result from a sample to the large population. It answers how many and how much and is used to measure, test hypothesis and make the prediction. Common method is surveys. The most common method using online, phone or in-person questionnaires to a large sample. Example, sending an email survey to the 1,000 customers to measure their satisfaction on 1 to 10 scale. Ex- Experiments, changing one variable, price, web layout to see its effect on another, sales and click-through rate. So here one is the independent variable and other one is the dependent variable. You are checking the effect of one variable on the other. This includes A/B test. An e-commerce site shows version A of a product page to half its visitors and version B to another half to see which one lead to more purchases. So in this way, you can go for a research with the help of the change in the number of visitors on the website, or like by the after having the promotion, you can also check before promotion and after promotion what are their effects on the number of the visiting customers and increase or the decrease in the sales. Longitudinal study targeting the same variable over time by surveying the same or similar sample repeatedly. Now you can also see there are different timing in terms of the traffic. Early in the morning, you may find less traffic than office timings or school or college timing. So you can go for the research like and its effect on the where relate with the traffic. Example of brand tracking study that measures the brand awareness and perceptions every quarter. There are the seasons that may be related with the seasons, winter, summer, autumn, spring. On the other side, you can also relate with the events like Eids, Christmas, and other events. Observation, counting specific behavior like using the traffic counter in a store or tracking the clickstream data on websites. Secondary research, this is the summary, collection, and or synthesis of the existing data that was collected by the others. This involves using the existing data that has already been collected for the other purpose. You are analyzing what is already known. Things are known, but you can check the effect of one variable on the other. And you can develop the comparative studies between the companies. If one company is having the higher sales but less profitability, other company having less sales but higher level of the profitability. In this way, you can go for the research by using the secondary data. Internal data, company sales record, customer database, website analysts, Google analyst. External data, government reports, for example, census data, trade publication, competitors' websites, books, academic journals, financial statement, industrial report and analysis, previous studies, documentaries. When to use it? It's a cheaper, faster, and is the best starting point for any research project. It helps you understanding the landscape before you invest in the expensive primary research. Because primary research is always considered expensive as compared to this secondary research. Example, a high school student writing a report on the causes of the World War One by reading the history book, encyclopedia articles, and historical documents. All the information already exists. An investment analysis write a report on the renewable energy sector by complying data from the government energy statistics, company annual report, and industry newsletters. An author write a bibliographic of the famous musicians by studying their old interviews, letter and the previous published bibliographic. Categories by research objective. Another useful way to look at the type is by the specific business question they aim to answer. Market research focus understanding the overall size, structure, and the dynamic of the market. Before going for any type of the market research, you should aware about the market size. Key question: what is the total market demand? What are the growth trends and how and who are the key segments? Now here you should have the knowledge about the market demand. If the consumption within the country is less than the market demand, so that is considered to be the undercapacity industry. If the supply is more than the market demand, that is considered to be the overcapacity market. On the other side, if industrial growth is higher than the consumption demand, even presently it's a demanding, but over a short period of time, it will come at par and then lead towards a part of the overcapacity. Customer research focus understanding the demographic, psychological behavior, and need of current and the potential customers. So within the region, according to the weather conditions, according to the number of people living in the different area, their earnings demand definitely changes, or even the nature of the products also changes. Key question: who is my customer and what are their habits? What are their pain points? You will have to know about the pain point when you will be able to determine the pain point that will definitely lead your business towards a success. Product research focus testing and evaluating the product concept and the feature. Key question: should we develop this product? What features are most important? How can we improve the packaging? Advertising or the campaign research focus pre-test and the post-test, the effectiveness of the advertising and the proportional campaign. Key questions: which and the concept is most memorable? Is our message clear? What was the return of investment of our campaign? If your level of sales increases, if the flow of customers increases, that evident either your campaign become effective or not, or either your advertisement or the campaign can convey a clear message to the audience or not. Sometimes it happened, it's clear, but they are not able to convey the message to the relevant people. Brand research focus measure the brand health, perception, and equity. Key question: who aware are people of our brand? What do they associate with it? Who do how do we compare to competitors? Technology is also very important role. Sometimes new technology able your competitor to sell its the product at your cost price. Customer satisfaction research focus measure how products, services, and the experiences met or exceed customers' expectation. Key question: how satisfied are our customers? Are they likely to be loyal? What is their net promoter score? Pricing research determine the optimal price for a product on the services. What is the perceived value? How sensitive are customers to price change? What should our price strategy be? Competitor research focus analyzing competitor strategies, strengths, weakness, and market positioning. Key question: what are our competitors doing? What is their value proportion? What threat do they pose? Most research follow a similar logical flow. Identify a problem or the answer. What do I want to know? What is already known? So on one side, what do I want to know? And on the other side, what is already known? Already known become a part of literature review. And what do I want to know is become your problem or a question. From a hypothesis, what is my educated guess for the answer? Collect data. How will I test my guess? Analyze and interpret data. What does the information mean? Draw the conclusion and the report. What did I learn and what should I do next? Marketing research, systematic process of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting information about a market, including information about customer, past, present, and potential. A repeat customer is considered to be your potential customer, or having the purchasing power is also considered We are your potential customer. Now, in that case, you will have to target that potential customer. Competitors, the industry as a whole, the ultimate goal is to use these insights to reduce risk and make better business decisions. The analogy, a road trip. Think of launching a new product and the complaint like going on a road trip to a new place. So it's very important. Your road trip is considered to be one of the important research features. Without marketing research, start driving hoping you will find your destination. You might get lost, run out of gas, or end up somewhere you don't want to be. This is risky and inefficient. Here you can understand the significance of marketing research. With marketing research, GPS, Google Map, it tells you the route, what is the best path to take, traffic, what are the delays and the obstacles, your destination, precisely how you are trying to reach, gas station or the red shop, where to find your customer and what to say to them. Marketing research is your business GPS. Key process and goals. Marketing research is conducting to answer the critical answers that guide strategy. First of all, identify market opportunity. Is there a need for a new product? Is a new market segment emerging? Secondly, understand customer need and behavior. What do customers truly want? Why do they buy? What are their frustrations? So it will definitely help you, although it's not an easy task, find the answers to the question. Important thing is your participants should be a true users of those products or want to use those products. Reduce risk. Will this new product succeed? Is this ad campaign effective? Research help avoid costly mistake, solve problem. Why are sales declining? What are the customers leaving for our competitor? Measure performance. How satisfied are our customers? Who is our brand perceived compared to others? Now here, how you are different from the others. The difference is also play a very important role in case of the business success. The market research process a step-by-step overview. While it can vary, a standard process looks like this. Define the problem. What is the specific question you need to answer? For example, why did our market share drop 5% as compared to the last quarter? Develop a research plan. Who will, how will you get the answer? Decide on your budget, timeline, whether you will use the primary or the secondary research or both. Collect the data, execute your plan, send out survey, conduct interviews, or pull industry report. If your sector overall sales are reduced by 5%, or maybe your competitors or your similar industrial group have may drop their sales by 10%. Even then, you should know what is the reason behind the drop of the sale of these products. Analyze the data, process the information to find the partners, trends, and insight. This often involves the statistical analysis for the quantitative data and identify the themes for the qualitative data. Report the findings, summarize the result in a clear report or presentation. The most critical step is to translating the data into the actionable recommendation. Make decision the business use the insight to inform its marketing strategy and make the data driven decision. A simple example problem, a coffee shop is consider adding the vegan pastry to its menu. Research process, secondary data, the owner looks at the industrial report showing a 20% annual growth in demand for the vegan food. Here, the industrial report showing through the secondary data. Primary data, they then run a small survey to their loyal customers asking, would you be interested in buying vegan pastries here? And what price would you expect to pay? Analysis that data show that 40% of their customers are interested, are willing to pay a premium price. In this way, you can go for a research. It is a simple example of the marketing research. The CNN the action. Based on this research, the coffee shop confidentially launched a line of the vegan pastries, targeting that 40% with the specific in-store promotion. In summary, market research is the bridge between the company and the marketplace. It replaces the assumption and guess with the evidence, leading to more effective marketing, hyper customer, um, and happier customers and the healthier bottom line. Now, qualitative research, I am going to discuss more about the qualitative research here. Research is often characterized by its goals and the type of the data it is used. We have already discussed about it, but here we are going to discuss more about it. Qualitative research is to gain a deep understanding of underlying reasons, opinion, and motivation. It is about to exploring why, who, and not just what and how many. It's provide the insight and is not statically representative. Primary data is used in case of the qualitative research that is explained as a collection of new original data that did not exist before. This is the research you conduct yourself to collect new first-hand data, especially for your current problem. Common method are survey the most common method using the online, phone, in person, and the questionnaire to a large sample. Focal group a method discussion with 6 to 8 people from the target market. The group dynamic can spark new idea and the revival sharp beliefs in depth interview, one-on-one conversational interview that explore the person's attitude and the behavior in detail. Qualitative research, in-depth interview, one-on-one conversation interview that explain the person's attitude and the behavior. Example, interviewing key business to business clients who have recently decided not to renew a contract to understand their decision making process. Infographic research, observing the customers in their natural environment at home, in store, our furniture company researchers spend a day with the family to see how they actually use their living room space, case study, and in-depth examination of a single instant or the event like a particular successful or the failed client engagement. Quantitative research purpose to quantify the data, generalize result from a sample of a large population. It answers how many, how much, and is used to measure, test hypothesis and make prediction. Common method survey experiments that we have discussed. Thank you very much. See you again with the upcoming video on the similar topic very soon. Again, if you are interested to have update videos on such topics, please do subscribe my channel.